On the evening of December the 19th, 1940, a dramatic event took place at the Helsinki Central Railway Station. Mr. Kyösti Kallio, who earlier that day had been replaced as the Finnish president by Mr. Risto Ryti, was about to leave for his farm in Nivala, northern Finland, after having been forced to resign following a stroke and heart disease. But while reviewing the Guard of Honor, while having reviewed about half of the Guard of Honor, he suddenly collapsed, a victim of a fatal heart attack. This photograph possibly is the last one taken of him alive. His adjutant, Colonel Aladar Paasonen, walked right behind him and caught him as he fell. Also, the Field Marshal and later Marshal of Finland, Mr. Gustav Mannerheim, was among those people holding him up and preventing him from falling to the ground. President Kallio had taken very seriously and as a personal loss Finland's defeat in the Winter War against the Soviet Union from November 1939 to March 1940. A pious Christian, he had quoted freely from the book of Zechariah, saying, "May my hand which is forced to sign such a paper," he was referring to the peace treaty of Moscow, "wither." And those words came true 5.5 months later, during the last week of August 1940, when, while resting in the summer resort of the Finnish presidents, or summer residence of the Finnish presidents, Kultaranta or Gold Shore, in the southwestern Finnish coastal city of Naantali, he suffered a stroke that paralyzed the right side of his body, including his right hand, that was his writing hand. It also deprived him of speech. He was able to partly regain his speech and partly also regain his mobility, but he became unable to carry out the presidential duties, and therefore, in the final week of November 1940, he announced his resignation. Because of the ongoing tension and the threat of a new Soviet invasion of Finland, it was decided by the Finnish parliament by a 5/6 majority to recall the 1937 Electoral College that had elected Kallio as president. He wished that the Electoral College would, without any significant dissent, elect as president the acting president and prime minister, Mr. Risto Ryti. And after the Soviet foreign minister, Mr. Vyacheslav Molotov, interfered with the Finnish presidential election by listing 4 people, including former President Svinhufvud, Field Marshal Mannerheim, former Prime Minister and then Finnish ambassador to Germany, Mr. Toivo Kivimäki, and the longtime leader of the Finnish Social Democrats, Mr. Väinö Tanner, as undesirable presidential candidates. The path was cleared for Ryti's overwhelming victory. He won 288 of the 294 valid votes that were cast. And that evening, Kallio, though he was sick and exhausted, agreed to the formal farewell ceremonies at the Central Railway Station of Helsinki, with the result that he suffered a fatal heart attack.